There I was, waiting in the wings, about to take the stage and reveal myself in a whole new way. There'd be no going back. I didn't know what the outcomes of these actions would be. I only knew it was time to stop being controlled by the outside opinions and finally trust myself and who I authentically was. From the time I was a small child, I had two big goals in life: to become a rock and roll superstar and to become Miss America. Growing up, I watched the televised pageant and admired the contestants' confidence as they answered tough questions on TV, and I wanted to be confident just like them. So I spent my days practicing questions while rocking out to rock and roll music on the radio. And I was so excited when I was finally old enough to enter my first pageant. But I quickly realized I had a problem because the talent counted for the biggest portion of the score. And where other contestants had years of professional training and lessons, all I had was singing along to rock and roll music on the radio. My parents didn't have money for lessons. It's the reason I was competing in the first place, to earn money for college. I was the first in my family to graduate high school and college. So winning this pageant was about so much more than a crown. It was about proving that I was worthy and capable of great things in life. But I dove in and did my best, and those pageant directors, well, they told me what to say and how to act and what to sing. And I went along with it for a while, singing their songs. One time I even danced on stage, which was really awkward because I don't have any dance experience. And I got pretty good feedback from the judges about my interviews, but I constantly got feedback that my talent was not good enough. I tried harder and harder to be what those judges wanted. I was trying really hard to win their approval. But the harder I tried, the worse I felt. I became a hollow version of myself. And that once confident little girl who believed she could rock the world, her confidence was gone. This went on for a few years, and finally it was time for the last pageant before I aged out of the program. My last chance to win and prove that I was good enough. And I had a choice. I could try harder to be what those judges expected, or I could do right by that little girl and trust the song that was in her heart. So for that last pageant, I stepped out from the shadows, not with the clothes they told me to wear, and not with an acceptable song. But I stepped out in 7-inch heels, leather pants, a sparkly top, ready to rock my favorite Pat Benatar rock and roll song, Heartbreaker, and it went something like this. Your love is like a tidal wave spinning over my head, drowning me in your promises, better left unsaid. I'll never forget the looks on the faces of the pageant moms and judges in the crowd that day. And while I did not win the crown, I gained something much more valuable. That day, I learned how to sing my true song. And throughout life, anytime I was faced with this choice to trust myself or to fall in line, I'd remember that proud pageant rebel moment. We as leaders are faced with these choices every day. The choice to shrink down, overwhelmed by everyone else's opinion, or we can trust ourselves, step into our authenticity, and find that song in our own hearts. So the next time you need to be reminded of who you are, listen for that song. It might sound like country music or smooth jazz. It might come to you as Pat Benatar in a pageant gown. And anything is possible when you have the confidence to trust the song of your own heart.
Yes,